history book. It is of the thick variety, 150 years as a National League team, and today is the day of the big reveal. That's right, countless players, but it was all whittled down to 40 by a process of elimination. 150 years, you see it right there. The Cubs, they will honor the 150th anniversary team members Saturday at Wrigley Field. The fans playing a huge part in that, so let's start in the outfield on our Cubs 150th anniversary team presented by Motorola razr, and they don't call him sweet swinging for nothing. Look at that man right there, Billy Williams, the Hall of Famer, third in Cubs team history in long balls with 392. He was an all-star 6 times over, and he made plays just like that. He was a 1972 batting champ, and his 2,510 knocks as a Northsider, that's good for third all time. And how about this man? When he hit one over a fence, we know he hit one over a true link fence. Andre Dawson, also a Hall of Famer in his own right, a 1987 National League MVP, a 5-time All-Star as a Cub, and we know Dallas Green laid out that blank contract for him, and the rest, it was history. A pair of Gold Gloves as a Cub and 20 or more bombs every single season in the Cubby blue. And that arm, well, it was cannon-esque, to say the least. Speaking of good arms, Sammy Sosa. Oh, what could this guy not do? 1998 National League MVP, a 6-time Silver Slugger Award winner, 3 seasons with 60-plus home runs. The rest of the people on that list, there's nobody. He's the only one. 545 jacks as a member of this squad, and that is best of all time. Numero uno, Sammy Sosa, absolutely legendary, and so are a few of these other notable names shagging flies out there on the grass. You see Fonzie, Hack, Hap, Jose Cardinal. Cardinal 6 seasons as a Cub, 4 with 20 or more swipes. Ian Happ, most home runs by a Chicago Cubs switch hitter, and he continues to add to that list. And it's time for our infield on our Cubs 150th anniversary team presented by Motorola razr. And we're starting at first base, and who else but a 2016 champion? They called him Tony Two Chains back in the day. Anthony Rizzo, a 4-time Gold Glover, a 2017 Roberto Clemente Award winner, and he made plays look easy, just like that. A 3-time All-Star, 242 pumps as a member of the Cubs. That's best for 6 all time, and he's a cancer survivor. What more can we say about this dude? He's a friend of the network and the program. A few other notable names right there, along with Riz, Frank Chance, Mark Grace, and D. Lee. D. Lee, 3 seasons with 30-plus bombs as a Chicago Cub. We're going to keep things moving as we move to second base on our Cubs 150th anniversary team presented by Motorola razr. And, well, it just wouldn't be right if that man wasn't on the list. That's a knock. Yeah, a home run derby champion when it was here at the friendly confines, a Hall of Famer, 9-time Gold Glover, 10-time All-Star, and all of those were in a row. 282 long balls as a member of the Cubs, and in 1984 he brought home National League MVP. Ryan Sandberg, rest in peace. We miss you dearly. And Nico Horner also making the list. And how about Rogers Hornsby? No doubt about that. Nico, 2-time Gold Glover. Obviously, all these 3 a class for all seasons. Now let's spin around the horn, and we're going to shortstop because the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, so you know what we're doing. That's right, we're playing 2 with number 14, Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, also a Hall of Famer, a pair of National League MVPs, 277 home runs as a shortstop, as a Cub. That's the only team he ever played for, and he had 512 overall. And he could have been on this team either as a first baseman or a shortstop. Take your pick. He was a jack of all trades, and there's more than a few switch shortstops. How about Javi Baez, a 2020 Gold Glove Award winner? He is El Mago, the prestidigitator, and Sean Dunston, the sole proprietor of the Shawano-meter, 2-time All-Star, and he had an absolute cannon. Part of the reason why our guy Mark Grace has 4 Gold Gloves, as he always likes to say. Now it's time for the hot corner on our Cubs 150th anniversary team presented by Motorola razr. And nobody loved the Chicago Cubs more than this dude. You heard the outpouring of emotion on his radio call every single night. Ronnie Santo, number 10, retired by the Cubs. He was a Hall of Famer. Got in a little too late, but either way, he's still a Hall of Famer. 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, and 337 home runs as a Chicago Cub. And who can forget that iconic heel click. Had himself a good game, and it was recommended to him that he kept in stride with that, and that certainly played well for him. KB, look at that guy, Rookie of the Year, MVP, World Series champ. The resume speaks loudly. And Aramis Ramirez, if there was a duck on the pond, a frog on the log, what was he doing, Elise? He was driving them in more times than not. This is a gaudy list right here. Let's get back to our Cubs 150th anniversary team, presented by Motorola Razr. To the hill we go. When you throw a CG shutout, less than 100 pitches, we talked about this, Elise, Bruce, and I just the other day. What is it called? It's called a Maddox. He's a Hall of Famer, and he may have his own wing. 6 Gold Gloves as a Cub, we know, absolutely littered with those Rawlings Heart of the Hide. His number 31, it is retired by the franchise, and he is the original professor. There's so many fantastic clips of him, and you see him doing it in the red bill. Also, some fantastic arms on this list. John Lester, 2016 NLCS MVP. Jake, 2015 Cy Young Award winner. A pair of Cy Young Award winners going along with them. 71 and 84 in Ferguson Jenkins and Rick Sutcliffe. Now we're going to move things along, and we're going to check in with the relievers on our Cubs 150th anniversary team, presented by Motorola Razr, because we're going with Lee Arthur Smith, the big man. We know what he's all about, the biggest hands that you ever want to come across, and the manipulation of that baseball. Well, he had that in spades. I'm going to be completely honest with you, folks. I wanted to be this guy when I was a kid. He was lights out when the game was at the end. A Hall of Famer, 180 saves as a Cub, 30-plus saves in 4 straight campaigns as a member of the Cubs. And that curl, well, it was of the carefree variety, and the smile, it was just that much better. And look at these other dudes peppering the list. Shooter, Rod Beck, 58 saves in a pair of seasons as a Cub. You know, he was always having a flair for the dramatic. And our guy, Ryan Dempster, he was like the Cubs version of John Smoltz, 67 wins, 87 saves. He was Mr. Do-It-All. And Stropey, 413 games pitched in relief as a Cub, 29 saves. We hit you with the pitchers, the starters, as well as the relievers. Now let's dig into the gentlemen who strapped on the tools of ignorance, the unsung heroes, the catchers on our Cubs 150th anniversary team, presented by Motorola Razr. And we're going back to the old school. Look at the film right here. Zapruder film. Gabby Hartnett, 1935 National League MVP. He's a Hall of Famer as well. 231 pumps as a Cubs catcher, and that right there, just absolutely iconic. The bats laid out in front of the dugout across the street at Wrigley. Doesn't get a whole bunch better than that. And these guys are pretty strong behind the dish. Jody Davis, Cubs Hall of Famer, 1984 division winner, and Randy Hundley, a Gold Glove winner back in 1967. And it's not easy to bring in those awards. Now, one thing we also know that every good manager knows that the next stop on the Cubs 150th anniversary list, it is the skipper. They know what needs to happen. Road wins, they're always important. Joe Madden, I'm sure if he was watching this team, he would tell him exactly what to do to run through the tape away from the house. And when you end that 108 World Series drought, that many years, you're going to get that top billing. Joe Madden, Frank Chance, Leo DeRocher years. Let's give you a recap right now, because the honorees, they have been revealed, and it is quite the group. We're going to start with the skippers. World Series champions, Joe Madden and Frank Chance, as well as the Hall of Famer, Leo DeRocher. Over at first base, they consist of Anthony Rizzo, Frank Chance, he was a player manager, Mark Grace, and Derek Lee. Second base, well, we know the Hall of Famer, right, first baseman right there. It's Anthony Rizzo, Chance, Grace, and D. Lee right there. And then, of course, those second basemen, Rhino, Nico, Rogers Hornsby, these guys absolutely lighting it up. Hall of Famer, Ron Santo. He would join Chris Bryant, Stan Hack, and Aramis Ramirez as the third baseman joining this list. These guys, they never saw a screecher that they couldn't get in front of. And how about the shortstops? Ernie Banks, Javi, Sean Dunston, and Joe Tinker. These guys, they will take you in the deep end and bring you down. Then the outfielders, these cats, they can all go out there and shag a fly ball. Hawk, Sammy, the whole group, pretty doggone good, and they all have nicknames. And the starting pitchers, plenty of aces. Fergie, Greg, Jake, Rick Sutcliffe, and the relievers, Elise Smith, Rod Beck, Dempy, Stropey, and Bruce. And how about these guys getting it all done? And something tells me that this will be a list that is generating tons of buzz. The 150th Cubs anniversary team, as good as it gets. And a pair of guys that are on the team that will be in the lineup tonight. They got the news from a familiar face. Listen up.
Nico, Happer, hey man. Heard that the Cubs got you guys trying to say some nice things about me and Riz. Appreciate that from you guys. But the cool part about this whole thing is you guys are actually part of it with us. So congratulations to you too, man. It's 150 years. It's an awesome accomplishment. You guys deserve it. Couldn't be more proud of what you guys have done and what you guys have turned into. This was an honor and a privilege for the short time that we were all together. But hope you guys relish in this and enjoy it. And we'll see you guys soon. I think it's next weekend. So congratulations.
Okay, we're going to need Big John Lester to temper some of that excitement there. But to know that you guys are also part of that 150th team celebration, how cool is that, Nico?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we know we're a part of a special thing, and every day feels like a big deal. But it's one small part of a big line of history, and the game continues on from all of us. So just to have a small impact is pretty cool.
Yeah. To put it in perspective, we've done the math. About 2,300, 2,400 guys have played for the Cubs in history. 40 are on this team, so less than 2% are part of this 150-year team. Ian, when you hear that, and for your name to be among those 40 players, what's it like?
Yeah, it's really special. I mean, this organization has such a long history of great players coming through and great teams, and so to be on that list with some of those names, guys that we watched growing up, it's really special, and that's one of the things that makes this place so cool is just the amazing history we get to have here.
Knowing that you get to share this honor with those guys that you shared a field with once upon a time, and to see everybody come back out here and the way the fans are going to be, Happer, when they're out here celebrating everyone, how cool is that going to be?
Yeah, and they do such a good job when anybody comes back, when they do a Legends of the Game and Billy's up there or Hawk, and when somebody comes out and throws the first pitch, there's such an appreciation for the history of the organization and people that have played for this team, so I'm sure it'll be rowdy.
Nico, what was it like to see John Lester give you guys the announcement, give you the congrats?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think with John, you kind of always got to read through the tone a little bit, but it was just so special to share a clubhouse with him. I think obviously share the field, but a clubhouse too. I think one thing that was really memorable was just when it was his start day. It was very, very obvious from like the moment you walk in, just like kind of the feeling around the place, the music that was on, him being in his routine, and it was a special thing to it felt like his day when he was pitching, and I think that's a really powerful thing for a starting pitcher to have, and it was cool to see.
150 years of Chicago Cubs baseball, and these two gentlemen a part of the all-century team.
Congratulations.
150 years, no doubt about it, as good as it gets. Ian Happ, Nico Horner, thanks, fellas, for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You see that right there, coverage of the 150th anniversary celebration presented by Motorola Razr. All the coverage starts Saturday, 12 o'clock on the dot. You won't want to miss it. You can catch it.